Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to an episode of Finding Fire. Today our episode is called Breaking Barriers. We picked this topic specifically because it revolves around Sales 101. One of the biggest parts of being a salesperson is getting past gatekeepers. And setting appointments.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to revolve all around how you can better sell yourself to a gatekeeper and get that crucial appointment that you need to get a meeting. That's the ultimate goal. Get a meeting so you can sell your product, sell yourself, sell your brand, sell your service.
What is a gatekeeper?
Anybody at all that is hindering you from reaching a decision maker. A person that is going to tell you, yes, sign off on something, give you a quote, sign that quote and give you money.
Yep, for sure.
So
this is something you and I both have experience in, both in our sales background. And so I'm excited to have this conversation. And before we get started, all of you, if you could just share this on our YouTube channel so we can keep spreading the word of what we're doing here, we'd greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that regardless of where you're selling, whether that be over the phone or in person, right? Inside sales versus outside sales.
Yep.
You're still going to run into gatekeepers. You had just mentioned that we had ran into this quite frequently.
Oh, yeah.
So we used to sell websites over the phone, and we would be calling financial advisors, and we would get a receptionist. And it was, hey, can I talk to so-and-so? No, he's busy.
What's in this regard to?
This is about the website program. Click.
Yep.
And I've done a lot of different tactics, and I think the phone is a great way to sell, but you have to really hone in your skills and bring value, sell yourself, and give a reason why that person is going to let you through.
Yeah, and it's two totally different strategies, too, and we'll get into this, but over the phone and in person. Sometimes I think it's easier, and this is just me, I'm more of a personal person, to talk to that gatekeeper in person rather than as the phone's ringing, all the thoughts that are going through your head. I'm a salesperson, I'm calling, what are they going to think of me? I personally find it harder to do over the phone than in person. But
so I did make a list of different tips and tricks, kind of your top 10-ish skills or tips that you can utilize to get past a gatekeeper. We'll give real life examples throughout this podcast, which I think is definitely an important thing to have real life context that you can put behind. So, all right, let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
All right. I think the first thing you have to realize is that getting appointments or getting to the decision maker is your number one objective as a salesperson, right?
Right.
And if you can't get an appointment, you suck. Period.
It's an art.
You have to be able to get to the right people, or you're going to fail.
Right.
And I think a lot of salespeople, especially when they first start out, look at the gatekeepers or people that are, that first receptionist that they have to go through. They build them up, right? And on our blog post, which you can find on our website, findingfireco.com, we utilized a photo of a troll.
We did.
Right? People are scared of it to start. So as you get better in your sales career, as you move along, that receptionist should start looking more and more like a nice person, and you're going to get better at getting past gatekeepers.
Definitely.
So the first thing that I wrote down is research and personalize your pitch, if you will.
Sure.
Just don't you can't randomly just pick up the phone and call and ask for an appointment. You're probably going to get, I think the statistic is 5% just on a blind cold call. If you're not, targeting who you want to go after.
Right. Yeah.
By doing research, it's going to make it less scary. You're going to have ammunition to back it up. So I've used this example before, but one time I sat in a car for 30, 40 minutes, right? And I never went in. I was like, just some industrial place. I'm just going to get told no. Or had I had information about that building, I could have been like, oh, well, they use laborers. Their primary workforce is laborers. I sell laborers. I could have gone in with that ammunition.
Yeah.
So having something to back up why you're walking in the building and knowing something about them.
Yeah, I love that, just because even like professional athletes, when they're in their I don't know, crunch time or like super important parts of the game, when time slows down for them, you always ask them, how are you so clutch? Or why do you always come through in these key moments? Why are you a superstar? It's because they do their research, they do their homework, they're seeing themselves in that situation. So when that time does happen, like you just said, you're super prepared, you're not flying off the whim, you're not nervous, you know what you got to do, you've been there before, and you prepared yourself.
Right. And I had said personalize your approach. Chances are, if you got rejected once, you're going to have to go back and see that person that was gatekeeping you.
Right.
My grandfather told me this. He said, when I was really young, and it always stuck with me, he said, a person's first name is the sweetest thing to their ear. And remembering a gatekeeper's
really
first name is so huge. Hey, Ryan, how's it going? It's been a while since I've stopped in. How you been?
Yep.
And that person is going to be like, whoa, they remembered my name.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. We've talked about this before, too. It's even the way you do that, too. Like, how do you incorporate somebody's first name without being like you're trying to, you're not being salesy? So let me ask you this, Matt. Matt, what you're telling me is, but like what you just said is perfect. You're more yourself, your character.
Yeah.
You're more authentic about it.
Have a conversation with them. They're a human, right?
Right, exactly.
The second thing I wrote down was build a relationship with the gatekeeper.
Yep.
Okay. Be polite, be respectful, be friendly, be yourself. I think paying attention to the details, the things that you guys talk about. One thing that I'll always remember when we were at 50 Below selling those websites is we had an amazing CRM system at the time, right?
At the time, yes.
and we were able to go in, and any like person or gatekeeper that I talked to, oh yeah, so-and-so is on a fishing trip, or they're out hiking, and anything they would say about themselves as well. Like, I'm really busy right now. We're just about to head out to go to the Twins game. Hey, I can write that down. I can make that note. Oh, awesome. You love the Twins. I was just at a game.
Mm-hmm.
And you can start building that relationship with them, right?
For sure.
Find items that you can relate. So for those of you that are in outside sales, pay attention to what you see in the office.
Mm-hmm.
What are their photos? Do they have pictures of their deer that they shot? Or is it bowling? Is it baseball? Is it football? Is it a jersey on the wall? Is it their kids? Downhill skiing? Pick things out and utilize those for conversation topics. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, I saw that you do X, Y, and Z. I used to do that a lot, but gosh, ever since I have kids, I just like dying to find the time to go out and hit the slopes.
Yep, they're there for a reason. And then you don't have to talk about the weather.
That's true.
I hate talking about if it ever comes up and it's the first conversation. It's not good.
It really means
you're both thinking the same thing. Like,
you have nothing to talk
no.
about.
Oh boy,
it's gonna be
fall
cold
weather's
next
pretty
week.
nice. Winter's coming.
Snow next week.
Oh boy,
32.
Yeah. All right, number 3. What do we got?
So number 3, leveraging the people you know.
Mm-hmm.
So going on LinkedIn, finding people that are connected with the gatekeeper or connected with your decision maker, and then dropping that person's name. Hey, Pete, I was talking to Ryan Miller. He had mentioned that he had spoken to you about X, Y, and Z, and I was just wondering if you had time to sit down with me for 5 minutes. I'll give you my spiel, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
Utilizing people that they already trust puts you into a different caliber.
It's huge. Even prospecting. And I love that you said LinkedIn. Even, my 9 to 5 now, it's one of the tactics that we do use is saying, hey, Matt, I see that you're connected with, I see that we have the same connection, or we're both connected to Ryan Miller.
Yeah.
How, just lead in that way.
I'll take it one step further. I use Facebook a lot. I look to see if we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
Like if you can get that far down the rabbit hole.
Right.
So.
Yeah, same scenario or same situation. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 4th item on the list is utilize multiple channels, which I just kind of jumped into with number 3, but don't just use the phone. Reach out and send a LinkedIn message. Yeah, so you can email. You don't just need to use a phone. Hey,
Right.
get an email campaign going. Send a postcard.
Postcard.
Snail mail, man.
Man, I was in Montana for a friend's wedding. We went to a little gift shop, side note, and there are postcards everywhere. I was like, is this still a thing? This is a whole separate conversation, but postcards. They're all like, do you still send postcards?
I think I would send one for my kids. And I don't even know if I would send one.
Postcards.
But I would probably maybe buy one and then write on it and then just bring it back.
Oh, you got to send it. You got to have the whole experience. It's like you're on Yellowstone. You're sending postcards back to your other Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, we're on the.
But no,
we're on the same
exactly.
page.
Yeah. In today's day and age, you have so many different tools that you can utilize for reaching out to referrals, prospecting. To your point, to use multiple channels.
Go to a networking event.
Yeah, networking event, email tools, a simple email, a phone call, connecting on Facebook, connecting on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Utilize all the different ways that you can connect with people. Next point is timing matters. And timing matters to some people. It may not matter to others, but what I found is be mindful of the industry that you're calling. So we know when we were working with financial advisors, when the stock market opened, probably not the best time to call and ask if they want to chat for an hour, right? Unless they're setting that appointment. Now, I'm going to take it a different direction. So when I was doing staffing, if I was trying to get a hold of somebody and get past a gatekeeper, I would call at such random times. I would call at like 7:45 in the morning. I wouldn't wait for 8. 7:50.
Right when they're getting in, huh?
Yeah, why
Keys
not?
set on the desk. Just put the
Okay,
coat on.
lunch.
The
What time is lunchtime? 12 o'clock. All right. 12:15. I'm calling. 12:10. 12:30. 12:45. All right. They're not answering then. I'm gonna call them at 5:15.
Get my keys ready to go. Oh, who's this?
Clock watcher. So you don't know who's gonna answer if you're not able to get a hold of them during the regular 4:30, 5 o'clock or 8 to 4. Try different times.
Yeah.
People might just answer the phone, and you might be able to skip that gatekeeper. It might go directly back to that person's office.
Have you had success in like a random time like that? Not like your typical.
Always.
Like 11:30, 1:30, later in the day, like you said.
Yeah.
5:15.
If I'm on the road and it's like 6 in the morning, I'll call the office line and I'll leave a voicemail. Hey, Ryan, it's me. It's Matt, MEI. Been trying to get a hold of you. I know it's 6 a.m. Figured you weren't in the office, but I'm on the road for the next 4.5 hours. Give me a call.
Yeah.
So the first thing that they do when they get in their office, they're looking at their desk phone and they got the red blinking light on there.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, that Matt guy.
See, and you have the experience and you've done this enough now where that imposter syndrome doesn't kick in either. Like people that might want to do that might think, oh, I'm going to be that sales guy that calls at 6 in the morning. Like, I don't want to upset them. I don't want them to think that's the kind of person I am, or what if this or what if that. But, you do it and you get a good routine going. You have that experience. You've done it. You're confident.
Right. And at the end of the day, if you're actually going to bring them value,
right,
and you're offering something of substance, they're not going to be mad at you.
Exactly. That's huge.
So
that's huge. If you believe in what you're selling and you're providing value, that's number one.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
I wrote down be concise and clear. Craft a compelling pitch. Why are you bugging this gatekeeper?
What are you getting at, Matt?
Hey, I just want to make sure that your elevator stays operational, because I know unplanned downtime for you guys is going to kill you guys. So that's why I'm looking for an appointment. I don't need a lot of time. I just need 5-10 minutes.
Yep.
You need X, Y, and Z depending on what industry you're in, right? They
appreciate that too. There's a fine line of not BSing or taking your time to BS, but a mixture of both, but then you get right into it.
Right. And then I already mentioned this, but with your pitch, offer the value right up front. I think I just utilized it, right? I'm trying to help you stay operational so you don't have unplanned downtime.
Yep.
That's huge. That's value right there.
Definitely.
So there's a ton of other examples that we could pull from, but
and not necessarily cost either. Like exactly what you just said. What's the pain point, or what's the
right.
What is the value, not dollar amount, but narrative value that you are bringing to them, solution that you're providing them.
So for that last point, offering value, if you give your spiel and they're like, no, Tim can't talk right now. Tim's too busy. Like, we're just not going to let you through. Okay, you can start asking the gatekeeper questions like, hey, Ryan, hypothetically speaking, if I was going to come back here, which I am, what's like one thing that you think Tim would appreciate from me? What's one thing I could bring for him that would bring value? Or if they're still not having it, what's one thing that I could bring value for you that would show you that 15 minutes is worth your time?
Yeah. Have you had luck with that?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's a ballsy move.
It is.
So,
and not even talking about, you see in the movies and the skits where, and obviously this works too, is you're bringing a present, you're bringing a box of chocolates for the gatekeeper. But is there a leave behind piece? Is there, for instance, for our 9 to 5, and we're prospecting, we're saying, hey, here's a stat about your market, specifically about your organization, how it compares to others in your market. I would love to talk more about this with you, but here's pretty much just some free statistics that we dug into our platform and our database to share with you, to show you that value and how much more we can offer.
Nice.
Something along the same lines.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I could totally see, in your scenario that you're talking to the gatekeeper, and maybe you have a stats of how often you should get your elevators changed, or how, whatever the case might be. But something that they can sit down and you're not there and they can look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I'm going to call Matt back. Good stuff, Matt.
Boom.
Boom.
I may have mentioned this tip, but get a really good voicemail put together.
Yeah.
Or a leave behind piece, something that you can leave behind. If you're really struggling, you give your pitch, you give your spiel, you bring the value, and they're just not having it. We have this story when I was with Express, back in the staffing world, a lot of phones, right?
Yep.
One of our sales reps called Jack Links, I think 100 times.
Mm-hmm.
And every single week, he would leave a voicemail for a year straight. Hey.
Only once a week or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just whenever.
Yep.
At least once a week, but he had to leave 100 voicemail.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Matt. Just checking in. Just wanted to, leave my weekly voicemail. And get creative, get funny. And you can poke fun at yourself. I've left 99 voicemails. I'm going for the record. Feel free to give me a call back.
See, that's funny. People do that with emails, but they won't do that with voicemails. Like, you get the emails with the random funny subject lines, or the second or third sentence in the email was, Ryan, the ocean's wide open, so I'm just casting the net again.
Yeah.
So you get those emails that,
I've gotten a lot of those lately.
Yeah, but over voicemail, that's good. And you can actually hear the inflection in your voice and start to know the person.
Hey, Ryan.
Over voicemail.
Hey, Ryan, I've listened to your voicemail now 100 times now. I'd really like to put a face to that voice.
Yeah. Who knows? By the end of it, you might be like, all right, through these voicemails, Matt, I know you have 2 kids. I know that you like to play hockey because you told me in your voicemail. Oh, I'm just on my way to pick up the kids. Really want to try to reach out to you one last time before the end of the day here. Kids, get in the car. Yeah.
And for anybody that's like, that does not work. It did work. And we got a huge contract from Jack Links.
Yeah.
So.
Persistence.
Ask questions to your gatekeeper. I think staying persistent, right? Yep. So asking the right questions. Is there a better time? Or am I asking for the right person? So, for instance, I sell elevators right now. So if I can't reach the business owner, then I'm going to start asking the gatekeeper, who takes care of maintenance? Who's the facilities director? Is there somebody else besides that person that I could talk to potentially?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times when you start asking those questions, even if they don't want to pass you along, they'll usually find somebody.
Yeah.
And if you have the opportunity to give your spiel and it's good enough, that person might then bring you off to the facilities director or the person that handles signing off on the elevator.
Yep.
All right, I got 2 more.
All right.
Expressing your pain points to the gatekeeper. Hey, Ryan, I know I've called you a bunch. You know, I've really been looking forward to working with you guys. I think that we have a great system or service that could really benefit your staff. I'm really hoping to reach Tim because I haven't been successful by phone, by email. So here I am in person, and anything that you could do. Or the one that I had found really good success with, especially when I was cold calling door to door with 0 introductions, is, hey, you know, you walk in, hey guys, how's it going today? Or hey ladies, what's happening? Hey, I'm taking a total shot in the dark here. I'm just curious. My name's Matt. I'm with company X, Y, and Z, and I'm wondering if there's anyone around that handles maintenance for the building. They usually go on and they're, yeah, that would be Greg. What do you need? Well, I am in town, really just introducing myself and taking a shot in the dark and wanted to see how your elevator service was. So
there it is.
I'm with X, Y, and Z, and we offer, you know, elevator service, repair, maintenance, modernization, new construction, really anything elevators we take care of. So that's why I'm here.
And I like that approach too, because you're not you're still talking to the gatekeeper at this point. You're not saying, I'm here to check on maintenance for your elevator. They point you in the right direction, and then you get into your sales pitch and you talk to that second contact.
Right.
That's when it comes and that's, you know, can come across as sleazy or sneaky, because then as the gatekeeper sitting there, she's like, well, Bob, he didn't tell me that he's a salesperson coming in here. So again, sticking with the gatekeeper, having those conversations,
right,
building that relationship up, asking those questions. Who knows? Maybe they're like, you know what, Bob, right now he's still on the golf course. He's on hole 12. If you go now, you can catch him on hole 18. And
yeah.
Oh, thanks, Cindy. Here's some chocolates.
Yep. All right. Here's my last really big tip for gatekeepers is get creative. I used to bring the personal touch a lot, and that works. So I'll give you an example. I was in an office building one time. I was stopping by once or twice a month, I'd say, and I noticed the receptionist. I'd show up right around the same time, and she was eating Twizzlers and drinking Red Bull.
Ooh.
So the next time I came in, she would never let me through. Never let me talk to the person that I wanted to talk to. So finally, I showed up a couple hours earlier than what I had been showing up with a pack of Twizzlers and a fully loaded Red Bull.
Nice.
And I said, hey, just thought you might need this today. I don't need anybody, but I'm going to leave this here with you, and I'm going to be back. I came back a week later. I said, hey, Lisa, how's it going? How was the Red Bull? She's like, oh, my gosh, you're ridiculous, but I'm going to let you know. All right, this is who you need to talk to. Here's the email address. Here's the number.
Yeah.
All right, you didn't get it from me. I'm like, all right, I'm glad we're becoming friends.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's the fun part, too, getting creative like that.
So getting creative, and if you want to get really, really creative, write your information down on a 2x4, bring it into UPS, and ship it to them, but have your message laid out on a 2x4.
Yeah.
I don't know, and that's just one ridiculous example of how you could do something like that, but that did work, just so you know.
This is all part of sales, too. I mean, if you're listening to this right now and you just know that's not who you are at all, or that's if you're in sales, you're going to have to deal with gatekeepers. So just if you're thinking about getting the sales, or if you've been in the sales and you need a quick refresher about getting past the gatekeeper, you hit a bump in the road, or you just hit a wall that you can't get past.
Happy to talk to anybody that needs additional help. Send us a message. You want to talk about one specific industry, instance, what you're currently dealing with, definitely happy to chat with you.
For sure.
And if all else fails and you can't get past the gatekeeper, go around them. It might be deemed inconsiderate or not like the professional thing to do, but find a way to connect with that person outside of the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Target the person you need, go around them, call.
I was going to say, it doesn't need to be physical. Like, go back to step number 3 or 4 that we talked about, is using multiple channels.
So
There's so much to our advantage, or to your disposal right now to connect with people.
Yeah. I'm going to throw one last tip out there. It just hit me.
Yeah.
I got it. It's like a bonus tip. If you're in phone sales or you have to call to set appointments or get a sale, if you call into a company that has the automated, please enter your extension, dial by name.
Yeah.
And you have tried the person you're trying to get a hold of and it's not working, the gatekeeper's nixing you.
McLovin.
Go around McLovin. Pick a different person in the industry and type in a different extension. That person picks up and oh, hey, you know what? I definitely dialed the wrong extension I was looking for. And they will usually transfer you directly to that person.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Very sneaky, but if all else fails, go for it. What else do you have to lose at that point?
Right.
So
that's good.
All right, everyone. Hopefully gatekeepers don't seem as scary, or you're able to utilize some of the information we've talked about today.
Yeah.
You can go on the website. Like I said, the blog is out there. We got the 10 tips. They're all written down. Yeah,
findingfireco.com. Go to the barriers tab, or the blog tab, and you'll see Breaking Barriers, which is this podcast episode of how to get past gatekeepers. So
all right.
Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, help us spread the word. We appreciate all of you.
Thanks, everyone.